So today I'm going to take a quick drive around sort of the off the beaten path areas of Playa del Carmen, because I get people to say to me all the time, oh my gosh, aren't you afraid to go to Mexico? Like, why? First of all, yes, there's a whole lot of conversation, and there has been for decades, about the cartel, because they're very, very focused on getting their contraband across the borders. Where I'm talking about in Mexico, whether it's Mexico City or Playa del Carmen or Cancun or Mérida, which is a fast-growing city there's so much just regular life in them, and people are not shooting each other on the streets, and the press makes it so out of control. So I'm going to do this quick video of driving around outside my gated community off of the beaten path of the tourist area so that you can get a flavor of what's actually happening in the area right where I live. It feels so Americanized sometimes, I just crack up. Other than the fact that people speak Spanish and the road signs are in Spanish, you would think that you're just in some kind of regular American city. And even the roads not being taken care of reminds me of some of the areas in rural Texas. So stay tuned for this video on just the local area of Wichita Falls going down 10th Street. We're getting started right now. So we just came out of the gate of Playa Car Phase 2. And this is what you run into. This is 10th. So the big draw is Quinta Avenida, which is Fifth Avenue. And so right here is 10th, which I like 10th. 5th is very touristy. So that's nice. But the fact is that you can't drive on 5th, so we're not going to be doing that in this little experience. But these big topes are so fun. So I'm going super slow, and I am going to piss off so many drivers right now. This is Playa Car Phase 1. If you were to go in here, which is where I stay all the time, except for until I got this condo. So, and then we have this big shopping center, which is just so, I don't know, it reminds me of like Beverly Hills and kind of stuff, which I have no interest in whatsoever. And then we have all of these shops along the way. But this is old Playa del Carmen. So what we're going to do is we're going to get up here a little bit. When we get up here, this street is called Benito Juarez. And this street goes into Fifth Avenue, which is kind of one of the main streets, at least in old Playa, Benito Juarez. So it's one of these streets that goes straight into Fifth Avenue. So if I were to go down this street, I'm going to be right on Fifth Avenue, and you can see a little bit, there's little shops and stuff down there. But what I'm going to do is keep driving on 10th, because when you see all the things that are going on down here, as I said, I call this Old Playa. So this is the corner of Benito Juarez and 10th. And, oh, by the way, I think I'm not eating meat anymore. That's too bad. But that El Pichicon is the best rotisserie chicken I have ever had in my life. If I ever eat chicken again, that's where I'm going first. It reminds me a lot of Wichita Falls, this older part of Playa, because this is where the old shops are, this is where it began, and things have moved down in this direction, east. So I used to walk down here all the time, and this is still part of the old Playa, this street, and there's a couple of things that I did on another video showing this part being old Playa. And all of these Calle Norte streets, 2, 4, 6, they all go down to Fifth Avenue, because everybody wants to be on Fifth Avenue if you're a tourist. Frankly, I don't enjoy going down there, because all they want to do is, treat me like a tourist and tell me something, and I don't want to be sold. I like to buy. So this again is still old Playa until we get to about 10th-ish, and then it starts to turn into a little bit different, and it gets a little bit newer. But you can see that people are, it's not high season and it's getting warm, so people out walking all the time. This is a little Yum Yum restaurant. This is nice. People like to go there. People are out walking their dogs. People are out walking their kids. This is a restaurant that's got a lot of stuff going on the weekends. They have music. And you can see there's just shops everywhere. There's shops of every nature. There's food, there's shopping, there's telecommunications, there's hostels, there's sit down and eat. And they do have bike paths that are just for the bikes here, which, not in Playa del Carmen, but in here, in the street. So this is fantastic. So once we get down here a little bit, you can see there's more building going on right here. That's pretty high, so everybody tries to one-up each other so that your rooftops can have a beach view. We're going to get to what's Avenue Constitution, and then it's going to change a little bit, and I'll show you why. Because this is where they began to, even starting here, the upgrades started to happen. And just much like, as I said, Wichita Falls, downtown, they let it go, and then they started building where Camp and Cal, below Camp and Cal, where the mall that was that they put there. Here, what I want to say is that when you get down here, and I remember when this road, it's all these bricks now, when this road was dirt. That's how long I've been coming here. But you get down here and it starts to feel a little bit higher end, if you will. I don't even know what that word means, to be honest with you. But you got Wings and Ribs, and you've got Midogo Cafe, which is a great coffee place. You got the bank, you got more banks, you got Pharmacia, you got a Pharmacia on every corner. This is a shopping mall, the Quinta Alegria, and I mean there's just shopping everywhere. And this is still more touristy here. On another video I'm going to show you the more local area where people, that live here go. But I still come down here because, people that live here come down here, and this is fabulous. This is what we call a roundabout. I'm not a big fan of roundabouts because they feel like death traps to me, but they are apparently part of the world. So right here, this is Avenue Constitution, and once we get past here, we start to see much more of what's newer, what I call newer Playa. You can see all these buildings over here. That pizzeria has been there for a long time. But this is where the expats started to migrate to, was this area past 20. And so there's newer building here. And if we drive up and down these streets, which we'll do a couple of these, because I'm going to get to 38th, which is a very fun street. There's so much going on. I mean, there's so many businesses that just are individual businesses, and that you can make a living here if you wanted to. You could open a shop, you can open a restaurant, you can open a vegan store. There's everything that you would have in a main big city. Artisan wine, beer and spirits, Wings FC Paradise. They got the hemp and the cannabis. I mean, it's just, everything is here that you can imagine. They have a big sports center right here. And then this Selecto Super Chedraui. Well, Chedraui is the supermarket, so they have like 5 different supermarkets here. Brand supermarkets, including Walmart. But this one is like walking into an American grocery store. I mean, seriously, it is just so Americanized. It cracks me up. But you could get pretty much anything you could get in the States in there. The only thing I couldn't find was edamame. But, there's bikes everywhere. There's scooters everywhere. Look at this traffic on that side. Holy moly, I don't know what's happening here today. But, the thing is that there is a lot of traffic. So I'm going to go, this is 38th Norte. So I'm going to go here, down 38th, because it's a super fun street. And I've got some other videos of 38th where I'm walking. It's one of the places that started to spring up for like a more bohemian feel. And as you go down here, there's just all these amazing restaurants and shops. This condo complex here is an art gallery as well. Did a video on that. And beautiful. It just feels like you're in the jungle when you're on this street. Now, if you decided you wanted to come down here and park, I wouldn't come all the way down into the street because there's just lots of parking, lots of
people parking here. And keep in mind that this is paid parking all around the downtown area, the downtown city area. So they've got condos here, like I said, and you can see straight ahead, there's the beach. So I just did my little morning meditation down here. I'm going to drive all the way down and turn around down here so you can see this 38 just walks straight down to the beach. And then when I turn left up here, we're going to turn into a whole lot of new building neighborhoods. So this is probably one of the biggest beaches off of 38. All the beaches are eroding so badly that I don't even know, they're disappearing before my eyes. So this is all this, look at, there's all these villas, all these condos. There's all kinds of places to stay, to live, to be down here. And it's just, it feels so warm and inviting. And this is a fabulous restaurant right off of the beach, which is cool. But I'm going to take you, so I don't know, can you see that condo complex right in front of us? I know that thing's in the way. But there's a huge building being built up there. And then, like, this just goes from here, probably another 3 miles down the road is more of this. More of these condos being built. And I almost rented, let me see if I can find it. I don't know. There's a dive center here, meaning dive, scuba diving. Somebody's going to build over here because you got this little things up now. They're going to scrape the land there. Okay, so I'm going the wrong way. Oh, that's okay. There's lots of one-way streets on here, which drive me crazy. I'm going the wrong way. But what happens is this building right here, I almost rented. See the beautiful colors there. And I almost rented that, except for, you can't see it because I'm going to go the wrong way. Right behind me, well, they're building something, they were jackhammering the lot. So, that, I was ready to sign the paperwork, and then this other opportunity came up. And it turns out that, so funny because, so now look, there's more building right there. So, like I said, as a real estate agent, there's just so much building going on. And you can get condos for a couple $100,000 brand new. I personally prefer a previously owned something because it's going to be less expensive. But there's just condos everywhere. And I don't know. I don't think it's overbuilt yet. But the thing is that, so many people are coming here because the word is out. The word is out. Now, right here, I'm going over 5th. So you can't drive on 5th, but I can show you that's 5th down there. And then I'm going to cross over and go back to 10th. And then what you've got here is, just like I said, it's a regular city, but it's a tourist city because people come here. And yet there's locals that are intermixed. It's very international. People come from all over the world. And one thing that is very interesting is that you can get something really, we looked at just a bunch of stuff that's right by the beach. You can get stuff that's up here. This is 10th. So I'm going to go up to 15th. Look at all these condos up here. So 15th, there's all these condos that are not going to be anywhere near as expensive as a $200,000 condo. And they all have underground parking with security guards and the whole thing. Is that what you have less expense than if you're right by the beach. And trust me when I say walking 10 minutes to the beach is pretty darn cool. So there's just a lot of opportunities here. This is coming up on the other side of 38th. Once again, see all of these are condos up there. And then you've got all the businesses below it. So that pretty much is from my house to 38th Street down 10th Street. Now, in another video, I'm going to show you some more local areas where expats live with the locals, meaning they're not so attached to being right on the beach.
And that wraps up this little tour of the areas right outside of my house, and you know, what do I want to say, tourist adjacent. So if you have any questions about exploring Playa del Carmen, getting a tour, or even thinking about moving there or visiting for a long term, there's a link in the first comments. You can schedule a Zoom discovery call because it's magical. And Queen of Magic out.